Good morning. Happy Monday. So I am jumping on here really quickly. It's technically a Mondays with Mariah, even though I haven't done that in a while. Really, I've been doing the Signature Self book, so that is what I'm talking about today. Today, I want to talk to you guys about time. So we've talked about forgiveness, money, and now time. And these three things I feel are just so big. And in order to become a woman with a signature self, someone who is elevated in their thinking and who knows who they are, these three things I find are a roadblock for so many women. So whether you are doing your finances on your own or you have a partner that you do them with, and whether you are on your own or you have a family or partner or people that are involved in your time, ministry, volunteering, all that stuff, it's really important to take a look at this. So I am actually going to be starting a 5-day challenge to help you organize your time. And I realized when I was doing the money challenge that I was telling you, hey, take out this piece of paper and, write this down on it. What do you want to do with your money and things like that? And I realized, well, duh, those are pages in the Signature Self book. So go sign up for that for free. I'll put the link below. In fact, I've actually got to have my VA go in and put the link in all of the videos I've done recently. So I will get that taken care of. It will be in the comments and or description, so you can go ahead and sign up for that. All I'm asking is your name and email. That's it. And it's totally free, not salesy. So guys, definitely jump on that. So the things that I'm having you evaluate in your time for today, I'm going to just go ahead and make this the day one challenge, because why not? I want to jump right in, to be honest. So the pages that I talk about today will be, again, in the Signature Self book. So they'll come through the email. I'm about a week ahead. So what is coming out this week is actually the forgiveness, and then you'll have the time coming out. So all of this stuff will be in there. Just be patient with me, guys. I'm able to do the videos more quickly than the other background stuff, like the software and the MailChimp and all that. So if you understand what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's okay. Anyways, so have you ever gotten that feeling of like overwhelm? And this can happen with money and time, where you're just like, oh my gosh, we have so many things that we've got to spend money on, or oh my gosh, I have so much stuff going on, and I just like, your brain is just flooded. You probably can't sleep. You're just like, oh, so many things to do. You're thinking about this person you got to email, this carpool, this volunteer opportunity, and oh my gosh, I forgot about this thing. I mean, we can just have so much going on, right? And when we're working with time and money, it's important to know that both of those have a budget. You only have, I believe, I know this number normally, but of course I'm on video, so I'm gonna forget. You only have 168 hours in a week. Pretty sure that's correct. Everybody does. And so that's what you have. That's your budget, right? And you have so many hours in a month and a year, all of that. That's all you have. You can't get more. And who knows how much time we have, right? So it's really important to not let your time master you. You need to master your time. So important, guys. If you're going to have elevated thinking, this is something you've got to slow down. I know it's hard. I know I'm saying that and you're just like, when do I slow down? Like, ever? Spare time? Do I actually have that? But trust me, guys, you want to take the time to figure this out now. And I'm going to help you do that because it's just too important. You don't want to get to the end of your life and have a ton of regrets because you didn't do all the stuff you wanted to do. So I want to help you with that. So that's what a planner is. So listen, I know there's electronic planners, there's planners you can write on, there's so many planners out there. So I'm not necessarily going to tell you which planner to use, but I am going to say one thing about electronic planners. When I used to work at a tutoring company, that specifically worked with learning disabilities, I learned a lot about stress management and time management and how we learn. And there is so much research that shows that we remember things better when we write them down. So, and I knew this because my husband's been trying to get me on the electronic calendars forever. He's an IT guy, guys. We've always had the latest and greatest technology, but he's always been like, oh my gosh, use the electronic calendar. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't work for me. And I knew it didn't work for me. And then when I got the research, I knew why. Because we just learn things better when we write them down. I'm going to show you, try and find a not so busy calendar week that I've already highlighted. I'm just going to show you what I came to that helps me. You got to decide for you. It took me about 4 or 5 planners to find this one. And I'm not going to talk about it too much today. I'm going to talk about it more tomorrow. But I learned for me, I need to see my whole week all at once. And I need to be able to see the whole day and have it, you know, by hour so that I can really maximize my time. I write everything in here, guys. It is my brain. But what this does, and this is the same with a budget, and we'll talk about that in the budget basics class that those in my signature self book are going to get, is it makes you able to basically brain dump. Let it all go. You know, you've got the papers that your kids sent home with, oh, you know, track is starting and they want to go on this field trip. And then you've got the carpools, and then you've got this activity, and you've got volunteering here, and you've got all these things. You've got to let that go. And that's what a planner does. A planner allows you to just brain dump it all. So, what do I want you to know today? Today, I want you to know that it is so important that you master your time. And a planner is like a budget. You need to brain dump all that stuff and just let it go. Your time is infinite, and you really need to be able to think about, what do you want your time to do for you? What do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to be even 5 years from now? I know that's so cliche to ask, but it's true. Where do you want to be? What can you start doing today to get there? So today, what I want you to do is I want you to evaluate. Now, this will all be in these printables will all be in the Signature Self book. So please go ahead and sign up for that. It's totally free. But if you don't feel like doing that, I'm still going to go ahead and give you the pages, what I'm going to tell you to evaluate, and you can just do this on your own. Totally great. So first thing that I want you to write on the top of a piece of paper is what I want to do with my time. And guys, I want to know, I want you to write everything. You can write or draw or both. In fact, I highly encourage drawing because that actually activates a different part of your brain. And when you got both parts of your brain working for you, that is the best way to go. So do both. But what do you want to do with your time here on this planet, on Earth? What do you want to do? Okay. And that's all areas. What do you want in your relationship? Heck, when I got married, I was like, I want a fun marriage. I don't want a boring marriage. And I don't want to train anybody else. I'd like to just stick with one person. So we plan for that. You know, what about parenting? What are your goals as a parent? If you are one, do you want to include your kids on things? Do you want to have experiences with them? What do you want for your finances? Do you want to be generous and someone who gives and, you know, who can spoil kids and grandkids someday? You know, my parents are an excellent example of that, both sets. We hardly ever get to pay for anything. It's almost this crazy game that we've kind of come to where it's like, okay, who gets here first? Give your card to the waitress so that you can actually pay for this. I mean, it's crazy, but they're so generous. You know, what do you want with your social life? I've started taking up dancing, which is a really awesome. I love it so much and want to do more. I'd love to get into acting. And so that's fun, recreation, social. What do you want from that? How much time do you want to spend with your friends? You know, I've got a couple of amazing, wonderful ladies in my life who I'm really close to, and then I've got a larger circle that we're social with. So, you know, really thinking those through, because you can get through a whole year and you say, hey, we should do coffee together. And then you're like, I never did coffee with you. Oh, I always say that. And then every time you see that person, it becomes that running joke of like, oh, well, we said we're going to do coffee 3 years ago, but we never did. And every time we see each other, we say we're going to, but we know we're never gonna. It's just never going to happen. Put that stuff in your calendar. So what do you want with your time, your life? And looking at what you want, where does it fit in your calendar? That is like a super tangible thing, guys. Like my husband and I, we sat and we did an overview a couple weeks ago, and then we took that overview of the things that we wanted to do, and it's like, okay, so where does this go in our calendar? Is this a once a month thing? Is this a couple times a week? We wanted a game night. We knew with our kids' busy schedules, they both drive, they both work, they're both students. I mean, like, we're like, we could probably get one a month. So let's get it on the calendar. And we got it on the calendar. We booked our time first, him and I. And then we looked at the other things that we want to do and we put those in, you know. So it's, where does it fit in your calendar? And then I want you to look at the things that you're doing. And this isn't, we're not gonna do this one today, actually. I'm gonna skip this. I started to say it, but it's too much. So what I want you to do is just look at, what do you want in your life? And then we're gonna evaluate some things throughout this week and help you get to a place where you learn to start controlling your time. Here's what I want you guys to feel today. I want you to feel free. Let all this stuff go. Put it down on paper, get it out of your brain. No, we're not putting it on the calendar today, but you're getting it onto paper. Just get it on paper, guys. Let it go. That is like a huge freedom for your brain. Your brain, another part of research that I learned, can only hold on to so many pieces. And then once it's gotten full, this happens with children with learning disabilities, it starts to let go of things like, oh, we don't need that anymore. We got to take this on now. Guys, that still works for us as adults. It's still true, whether you're a kid or an adult. Your brain can only handle so much information. So it is super important that we help our brains to be able to think better. I had a gal the other day who was telling me, she told her doctor that, she's probably about 20 years older than I am. She told her doctor she felt way too young to be forgetting everything when, like, she walks into a room, she's forgotten what she, you know, went in there for. And I thought, oh boy, I'm in trouble. But he told her that it's happening much younger now because we have so many things that we're doing. We have information overload. We're going at such a fast pace that our brains can't keep it all in. So people are starting to forget things way sooner than they used to. We're starting to see dementia way earlier than we used to. We need to help our brains. This is one of those ways. It's a small, tangible way, along with a budget. This is a time budget, a money budget. That helps us. It unloads your brain. Okay, so I want freedom for you guys. I want you to be able to be the most purposeful person that you can be. And this is another step towards that. All right, so enjoy, get that written down, and I will see you for day 2, hopefully tomorrow. Or I may just do like I did last time and do them all in one day, but that's okay. I'll figure that out later. See you on the next video. Bye, guys.